What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode on ShitTalkTV. I am Michelle Velez, your one and only host of this channel. Today, let me put this away. Today we're not gonna be doing cookie jar stories. Usually I put my hand inside here, I pull out a piece of paper that has a story on it, and then I tell the story, but let's move you. We're not gonna be doing that. It's gonna be stories, for sure, because, you know, that's what I do, but I'm not gonna put my hand inside the jar. Have you guys ever seen a ghost? Well, I thought I saw something move in the closet. I think it was just my jacket that kind of came off the hanger. That scared me. I'm over here about to talk about ghosts and something's moving in my closet. Anyways, have you guys ever seen a ghost or heard something in the house and it just scared the crap out of you? Or you were laying in your bed and something started tugging at your feet and you had no idea what it was because you were too scared to even look down because it could have been a monster at your feet? Or did you hear something in your closet the way I did before and then you went to go check, and then when you went to go put on the light, you see a face before the light goes on? That never happened to me, but I'm just saying, hey, look, people see some weird things in their life. But have you guys ever seen a ghost? Well, guys, my house that I was born and raised in was haunted. I don't care what anybody says. That house was haunted. That house was creepy. I mean, this house had 3 floors. At some point, maybe I'll throw in a picture so you could see what the front of the house looks like. I don't think I have any pictures or videos of what the inside of the house looked like, but like, it was so scary. It was so old that when you walk up the stairs, it was wooden stairs. It was a wooden staircase. So when you would go up the stairs, you would hear the creaks, the and if like this is the stairs, you had to walk with your feet really like wide, almost at the end of the stairs, and kind of like sneak your way if you wanted to go downstairs and not make it squeak. I mean, this house was like, it was haunted. All right. Yesterday was Halloween, so happy Halloween to all of you guys. Hope everybody stayed safe. You know, this whole pandemic thing is crazy, so I'm sure a lot of people didn't put out candy in front of their door. I mean, who wants to open the door to a bunch of kids who might have the virus? I mean, shit, I wouldn't. I'll put the candy right at the front, all on the floor. Here you go, children, get out of here. But let's jump right into it, shall we? I thought since yesterday was Halloween, why not tell the ghost stories? I mean, I was gonna tell these stories anyways. I mean, they're inside of, you know, my story jar. But it's the month of Halloween, so why not tell the ghost stories now? So I have a few ghost stories that I want to tell. I mean, because of these stories, I am still afraid of the dark. And I'm almost 30 years old. I mean, you can ask my wife. As soon as we're about to go to sleep, I gotta put the TV on, and then I have to close the closet, close all the doors in the house, so that if one of the doors open, I know that there's something wrong in the house. So I close all the doors in the house. I have the TV off. I have the TV on. That as the light shut off and I tried to run, something tried to pull me by the hair and it didn't let me run, which that never happens. But it's just like in the back of my head, I just feel like that might just happen, you know? I don't know. So I have a few stories that I'm gonna just mention really quick. So, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Again, I was afraid of the dark, okay? Super afraid of the dark. So I'm laying there, right? I have my baby sister with me. I'm like, I don't even know how old. I know I was so freaking tiny. I could have even been like 4 years old because I was like really small. I was like a baby. So I'm sitting there and my dad kept saying to keep the light off in the hallway. This is my room, and then right next to my room was my parents' room. But right in front of my door was the hallway light switch, right? He shuts the light off, and I get off the bed, go walking out of the room, I put the light back on, and I run to the bed, and I lay down. My dad comes back out, and he's like, if you put the light back on, you're gonna get hit. I'm like, okay, fine. He goes back to the room, I go back into the hallway, and I put the light back on. Bro, I was scared. I put the light back on, I run back in the bed. Oh my God, my dad comes flying out the room, and he's like, I told you to keep the light off, and he smacked me on my face. So I was like, damn it, I can't do it because he's really angry and I'm gonna get hit again. I don't want to get hit again. So I'm just laying there staring at the light, right? All of a sudden, I mean, imagine an 8-year-old little girl, right? Just imagine an 8-year-old little girl, how tall they are, how skinny they are. You know those old-fashioned like sleeping gowns that those little girls will wear? So imagine that sleeping gown, right? She's not walking. She's instead head sideways. Like, this is all I have. I don't have a dog. So if this is her head, this is her feet. This is how normal people walk and run, right? On their feet. But if you put it this way and the head is here and the feet is here and it's moving like this, it's basically flying, okay? If your feet are up like that, you're flying, right? So I'm laying there and this little girl just comes like, it was like floating. It was like float flying, right? And it goes to the hallway light switch. She didn't have a face. It was just like a gray, it was a dark gray, like, outline. She turns and she looks at me really freaking fast, eyes super glowy. She puts the freaking light on. My dad had just walked down the stairs to go to the bathroom. So when she put the light back on, my dad came flying up the stairs and he whooped my ass so bad. And he's like, I told you to keep the light off. I told you to keep the light off. I'm like, Dad, it wasn't me. Dad, it wasn't me. It was the little girl. It was the little girl with the eyes. It was glowing. She put the light on and he's like, what are you talking about? There's no little girl. And I could cry right now. I'm like getting chills on my back. Like, make sure there's nobody in the closet. I should have closed the closet before I did this freaking story. Anyways, I was explaining it to him, whatever, and he's just like looking at me like, what little girl? What little girl? I'm like, the little girl, Dad, with the eyes. So I think I scared my dad because he did not shut the light off. He in fact left the light on for me, which I'm very grateful that he did, right? He goes back to his room, whatever. And I'm looking around, so scared. My sister is sleeping. She's just a baby. And I'm waiting, staring at the door. And then out of nowhere, I don't see this thing pop up. I don't see it like become visible. Like, it didn't go from faded to like a solid image. No, it just appeared there, right? As I'm looking at this thing, it has its hand. It looked like Chucky. It had its hand on the doorknob and it was just looking at me. And then it picked up its hand and it waved like this. It had no mouth. It had the same little glowy eyes. And the hair was like a little spiky, almost just like Chucky. Grabbed the doorknob, picked up his hand, waved. Slowly started to pull the door and started to close the freaking door on me. And I started to scream on the top of my lungs, Daddy! Daddy! My dad comes flying in the room. He opens his door. What happened? And I'm like, it was a little boy. I don't know. He closed the door. He was trying to scare me. I told him not to close the door and he closed the door. My dad is like, what the fuck are you talking about? What little boy? What little girl? Like, you're bugging. I don't remember what happened after that. That's all I remember was the girl floating to the light, putting the light on, me getting my ass whooped, and then this little Chucky thing with the glowy eyes grabbing the door and then closing the door. Like, what? Why are you guys doing this to me? You're torturing me. Okay, so in the same house, my mom was making an extension to the house itself. So my mom made the extension, making like 3 extra rooms, a laundry room, a bathroom, whatever. So I had asked my mom if I could stay in one of the rooms. So I'm downstairs in the room with my sister, right? We have our pillows, we have our blankets, whatever. We're laying on the floor. There's no beds, no doors, no nothing. It's time to go to bed. Every single light in the house is going to be shut. My dad hates when the light is on. Like, my dad gets so mad. So I think something just touched my ear. Oh my God, I'm bugging right now. I'm really bugging. Ooh, something touched my ear. You guys didn't see that? Did you see something? Because I'm feeling it. I'm downstairs, whatever, laying down on the floor. I wish I could stand up and show you like what happened, but that's just a lot of work. So just imagine this is the door frame. So just imagine a person's head just coming like this and just looking into the room, right? Okay, so just imagine that. We're sitting on the floor and I look up towards the door and I see this head just pop out and it was just staring. But again, this didn't have a face. It didn't have a mouth. It didn't have eyes. I mean, the eyes weren't glowy like the kid and the little girl from when I was a child. The eyes did not look the same. It was just like kind of grayed out. It pops his head out like this and I just grab my sister and I'm like, look. She looks over to the door and she's like, oh my God, like, who is that? Like, Daddy? And I'm over here like, shut up, what the fuck is that? And the thing, I don't know what it was, just picks up his hand like this. And I'm telling you, the knife that was in his hand was like, it was almost like Michael Myers knife, but just like 1,000,000 times bigger. And it just came like that, huge. Picked up its hand, it put his hand back down. The head came out a little bit more, and then, you know, in like those movies where the whole entire body shakes and it's like brrr, and then it ends up in front of your face like like scaring the shit out of you. Well, that's exactly what happened with the white face at the door. It was standing there and then it just said, brrr, and then end up like that. It was literally like, don't, and it was looking at us, and my sister had her face like into my arms, and I'm squeezing her, and I'm looking at it, and it's just like it wasn't making a sound. It was just like twitching, and it was just staring at me. I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? So we're just screaming on the top of our lungs. I finally close my eyes, and we're just screaming. My father comes flying into the room, saving us once again, and then he's like, relax. I'm like, no, there was a guy, he had a knife, and he's like, there's nobody there. It was probably one of your brothers trying to scare you. I'm like, no, I don't think my brothers could have done what that monster or what that ghost was trying to do, because I mean, that was really messed up. Right? I will never, ever forget that white face. I mean, I tell my wife that story every once in a while, and she wants to kill me because I do the little face, and she always gets so scared of it. I'll be feeling bad. It's so funny. But, okay, so what's the next one? You guys ever been through something like this? Because, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm sure most people have gone through some weird, ghost story in their life, but like, shit. I don't know, man. I feel like nobody really talks about their ghost stories. Like, I be shitting myself when I think about them. Okay, so I have a brother who's basically around my age. Unfortunately, we're not best friends anymore, but when we were kids, we were like twins. We did everything together. My mom used to hate it when we would even sit in the same room, because we would just sit there and laugh and make jokes and just talk, and it was he was like the best boy in my entire life growing up, right? So my brother, I would always stay in his room, sleep in his room, just like I did everything in his room with him. Like, again, we were like best friends. So it was just one day that we were gonna sleep that I was gonna sleep in his room, but he had one bed, I had the other bed, because he had two beds in his room. He was supposed to have one of my other brothers staying with him, but then my little brother was such like a little girl, so he slept in my mom's bed till he was like 13. So that bed was empty, so I slept in my younger sibling's bed next to my older brother. We're sleeping, and I feel something at the bottom of my feet, kind of like pulling at the blanket. I'm like, yo, stop it. I called my brother's name. I'm like, yo, stop. He's like, well, shut up, I'm sleeping. I'm like, I look over to the side. He's tucked in his blanket like a cocoon. Like, he was like tucked inside of the blanket. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm bugging. I lay back down, and the blanket gets tugged again. Like, boop. I'm like, no. So I pull it up all the way up to my neck, and I'm trying to hold it there. Now the blanket, it literally gets yanked out of my hands, and it's now down to like the top of my knees. When I tell you, I jumped out of that bed in 2.2 seconds, and I was already in my brother's bed trying to take the blanket out from him because he was cocooned. I ripped the blanket out from under him. I go inside the blanket with him. I'm like, yo, there was something pulling on my feet. I'm not sleeping over there. Something was pulling on the blanket. I'm laying there, right? And the bottom of the blanket starts to get tugged again. He starts telling me like, Michelle, stop. I know you're trying to scare me. I'm like, bro, I swear to God, it's not me. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I said, we lay back down. Then the blanket, same thing, gets yanked off the entire bed. And I'm like, you see, that wasn't me. And he just got up and he's like, whoa, what the freak? All the way off, like off the entire freaking bed. And then we look at each other like, what the fuck? And then, yeah. I don't remember. All I know is that I was so scared, and nowadays, like, I have to like take the blanket, tuck it underneath my feet, or like I have to sleep with my feet like kind of curled up. Like, I am so scared of the dark. Who can relate to that? Can you relate to that? Are you afraid of the dark? Are you almost 30, 40? Are you in your 50s and you are still afraid of the dark? I think I'm gonna be one of those old ass women who is still sitting there with a flashlight when she gets up to go use the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is probably gonna be good for me, because if there's a home invader and I got my flashlight, I'm gonna blind his ass. Now let me stop. Anyways, yeah, well, that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed my stories. If y'all have any stories you want to tell, tell the story. You can write it to me in the comment section below, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those things that you're supposed to do, and yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to wear your mask, stay happy, stay positive, find find something that you enjoy and, you know, do those things. Keep yourself occupied. I mean, this is a crazy time right now with all this virus stuff and, you know, all this whatever stuff that happens in the world. I don't watch TV, so I really don't know the things that happen. So if you guys know, then I'm sorry that you guys know. It's really depressing to know those things. Makes me all sad because I can't do anything about it. So just be happy, guys. You know, life is short, so, you know, just be happy. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I put out a video every single Monday. Hit the notification button down below too, so every time I put out a video, you guys get notified, and you could be one of the first people that end up watching it and not the last one to watch it. Yeah, all right, you guys take care, stay safe, and yeah, bye.